a young black girl who was 13 years old at the time helped to sew the Star-Spangled Banner. It looked a little bit different than this at the time with 15 stars and 15 stripes, but the flag was 30 feet tall and 42 feet wide, and it flew during the War of 1812 to show the British a bold statement that they could not take Fort McHenry. I didn't know originally either, but today I want to honor her story. And if you're wondering who she is and what I'm talking about, then please, friends, keep watching. My name is Kyra, and I believe that Black history is American history, which is why I created this clothing brand, Resilient Grace, where I tell the untold stories of the Black American women that you and I wish we could have learned about in our history classes growing up. I'm also a 7th-generation Texan, which is why every year I release a Juneteenth collection. So, as you already know, America is about to celebrate her 250th birthday. And when she gives up to give the toast to the people who helped her get here, I want to make sure that she includes the Black women who helped to build our country. And today we are talking about Grace Wisher, an American icon who most Americans don't know. But if you've ever seen the Star-Spangled Banner, the one that actually inspired the song, then you've seen her work. In 1813, a young black girl by the name of Grace Wisher, who was 13 years old at the time, worked in a flag making shop owned by Mary Pickersgill. When the government commissioned this massive flag for Mary to make, it would eventually fly over Fort McHenry during the War of 1812. Grace helped to sew it. And I wanted to make sure that we created a t-shirt to honor just that. Because y'all, one of the most important symbols in American history was stitched together by a young black girl whose name most people don't know. In fact, we don't know much about Grace's story at all. Historians believe that she was either free or indentured, but they do know that she was only 13 when she was working on this flag. And let's think about this as well. A young black girl helping to create a symbol of freedom in a country where people who look like her were still denied it. And ever since I've learned her story, before I had a shirt for her, I could not stop thinking about it. Because her story is just another reminder that Black women have always been a part of the American story. Not on the sidelines, not added later, from the very beginning. So when we talk and we think about Grace, we should think about the Black women whose hands helped to build this country. Yet their names were left out of our history books when we were growing up. Yet their work is woven into the very fabric of America itself. Grace's story stands as a reminder that Black herstory is not separate from American history. In fact, it's the very threads of it. If we're going to truly celebrate 250 years of our history, then it's time that we told a more complete story. And that's why I created this t-shirt, 250 Years of Resilience, Red, White, and Grace. Because even though we don't know what Grace looked like, we know what she did. And here at Resilient Grace, we want to honor that. So to learn more about Black women's history and the role that Black Americans played in building this country over the last 250 years and even before that, then follow along and shop my site for herstory with style and literal grace.